How's it going, everybody, and welcome back. As you can see, the Jeep is still in the shop, and today we're getting a new windshield put in it. So hopefully it'll make everything better and I can drive it at night. This thing, I had made a video on polishing out like mild scratches on your windshield. That was a couple of years ago or something. You can watch that video up in here. But this windshield was just a little bit too far gone. This is like level 10 extreme scratching. So it works good during the day, but at night there's just too much glare and it's a little bit dangerous. So I pulled the trigger. We're going to get a new windshield in it today. I always feel weird asking companies if I can film their work, but I don't know. We'll feel it out and see what they think. And if they'll let me, or it's not weird, I'll put the camera up and we'll do a time lapse on it or something like that. But anyway, if you are unfamiliar with this truck, because we've got a ton of new subscribers, this thing was a $200 basket case, essentially shell. I bought a car hauler a few years ago and this thing was sitting on it. It had a blown engine, mismatched tires, it was a two-wheel drive truck. There was no interior in it. It was piled all the way to the roof with parts. It was just a total mess. Anyway, they didn't want it. They didn't even want to deal with scrapping it. So I got it for $200 with the trailer, essentially, hauled it home, and only then I found out that they have pallets full of parts. So it came with a new engine or just a used engine on a pallet, totally unknown, 2 transmissions, the 4-wheel drive conversion kit for it, or all of the parts to do it, and just bins full of parts. So there's a whole playlist on it you can watch. There's cards up there somewhere. But I didn't even know where the window trim was. I ended up locating that just the other day and went ahead and got a windshield scheduled, and it should be in today. So this thing never had any trim on it. Some broken clips here and there, but I got new clips coming, new windshield. For some reason, I always thought that this was a 96, but it turns out it's a 94. So anyway, it's a 94, and the folks just pulled up. There they are. So we're going to go ahead and call it for a second and wait. I'll see what they think about filming it. Well, that's pretty cool. They let me film it. I'll tell you, I was thinking about originally trying to do this job myself and just making a video out of it. But after seeing what they had to go through to get this thing out, I'm glad I didn't, because I would have still been messing around with it in like a week. It would have been a total nightmare. But we've got one more big problem that we need to address with the Jeep. And mainly that has to do with the interior. Now this, this sucks. So whatever this fuzz is or whatever material that is, I don't even know if you can see it falling down. I'm sure you can. Anytime you touch this stuff, it just falls down and gets nasty. So this used to be apparently like a foam, and the foam is just degraded to the point where it's just falling apart. It's gross. I clean this thing all the time and it just immediately is covered in all this. So we're going to take the headliner down and try to recover it. It's a lot of work. We got to take the center console down, the mirrors, all of the trim, getting in the back. We've got the struts that hold the hatch up. Those things have to come down. The speaker deal, all of this stuff. This is covered in it too. So the headliner itself, I don't think is going to be a problem because it's mostly flat. So I don't have to worry about stretching fabric. But the rear speaker thing and this overhead console, those have a lot of compound curves in it. So I don't know if I'll be able to get fabric to, take these curves without wrinkling and things. I don't know. So if you know how they originally stretched over this material and made it all work on these curves and stuff, let me know in the comments, because I'm not really sure how to make that happen. The stuff I took out was either just old and it didn't have any more flex to it, or maybe this stuff was all elastic when they put it in. I'm not really sure. Anyway, I got a couple of ideas. Jo-Ann Fabric was supposed to have headliner material in stock, but they didn't. It was a 2-week order online. So I got this stuff, which you can see is like a perfect match for color, you know, the color wise. It's just absolutely perfect. This is the original material out of the Jeep. And there it is. I don't know what color they call it, peanut butter or something like that. Maybe that's the Eddie Bauer color, but this is what I bought. This was on sale. Eddie Bauer khaki cut cloth, whatever that is, 60 inches wide. So I think I measured the Jeep at like 58 inches or something like that, and it would have some hangover so I can trim it. It was on sale too. I even got it cheaper than that. So I think it's going to be perfect. And again, it's an exact match. That's the opposite side with the glue on it. And this was the, you know, inside facing thing. So it looks perfect. If I can't get it to work with the center console, I bought a thinner material, which I thought was kind of cute. It's like some little dinosaurs camping, whatever. Kind of neat. So I don't know if we can make this stuff stretch over that stuff or not, but we'll figure it out. I got some contact cement that will hopefully work once we scrub down the headliner. It'll make this stuff stick to it. If nothing works, like the little dinosaur thing doesn't work, we can paint the console and stuff with this Rust-Oleum dark taupe. And yeah, it looks like it's a pretty close match, so it should be nice. Got some foam rollers. So we just got to get to work and pull down all of that interior stuff, and hopefully the headliner is all in one piece and it's not all broken up and stuff. So let's get cracking on it. All right, there's a few things I can probably show you guys. I'm pretty sure that this is the only screw that takes down this console. If I remember right. And I think it slides forward. Man, this sucks. Ugh. I think it's slide. What does it slide back? I don't remember. There we go. Slides back and then forward. All right. This little clip. Let's push the little clips in. Ugh. And then this thing comes out. So you can see it's freaking gross. I think I'm going to put on a mask. I don't want to breathe this stuff. It's nasty. Like I said, there's not a whole lot that I can really show you guys. If you have the plugs for your lights on your sun visor, you just pull a little tab and unhook them. Okay, you got these like little tiny plugs here. Little flathead screwdriver, it'll pop right out. It's a Phillips head screw inside. And essentially that's it. All right, well, one thing that you should be aware of is this ridiculous screw right here that Jeep, you know, Chrysler, whatever, put right in the way of the dashboard. The dashboard's right in the way. This is the screw. You can't get a screwdriver in there at all to fit that. So what I used is this. It's a little tiny ratchet with a little Phillips head bit on it. I could sneak it in there, but you could see it's actually on an angle about like that, and it's essentially hitting the dashboard. That sucks, but that was the only way that I could get it out. I even used a giant long bit on the screw gun, and I still couldn't get it. So just be aware that that's a terrible idea. What is that? Did I scratch that? I don't know. Anyway, this screw sucks. There's one more on the other side, which is a lot easier to get to. And then we'll just keep on going. As far as this goes, just get a little tiny screwdriver, stick it in there, and this will slide forward. There we go. See, it's captured right in there. Do the same thing on this side, and away we go. There you go. Oh, it looks like they're Torx too. Man, Jeep can't make up their mind. Alright, I got all the handles off. There isn't one on the driver's side, but it takes a T25 Torx. At least that's the one that I used, and it worked. It felt a little bit loose in there, but it did work. So this part here is loose now, but it's kind of captured by this rear piece of trim. So it goes underneath there. I don't want to bend on it too much, it might break. No, this middle part here's got to come off. That almost feels like metal. All right, that thing up there takes a T50. It's up in here. Couldn't really figure out a good way to hold this thing down. But anyways, it goes in there. Turn it out. Made this like little tiny tool here. Just a little holder. There we go. I'm just going to go ahead and work on taking that thing out best I can. All right, so that's it. Got some washers or something on there and goes up in there. Whatever. Anyway, that's what it looks like. It's out. I guess, I don't know if this tab must index into something up in there. I guess we'll find out in a little while. I took the screws out down here. So, got to continue taking the screws out all along here. This is gross. We'll clean that. I think it's rust. I don't know. Anyway, all the screws, and then this back part should come out. And it's out. 5 screws, right? 3 or 6. Yeah, 6 screws. Just comes right off. There we go. Oops. All right, so this screw right here is on the bottom. Got 2 more and that'll come out. Well, this shock right here, unfortunately, unclips up at the top. That little metal ring there pushes back and allows this thing to slam down on my leg. So we'll have to prop it up somehow. Anyway, that part there is steel, believe it or not. And this is it. So it slides out. This middle part, though, unfortunately, seems like it's clamped in place somehow. So I don't know how that is. Anyway, moving on. All right, so these clips here, just pry them out. There we go. I've got this thing propped up right there. Because if not, it'll fall on my head. So that's how I got the other one down. I need to pull this thing up. So if you're doing this job, got to take the bolts out of this thing. Pull this back. That'll release this. This thing's got like a split in there. Whatever. So we can get this out sort of right now. But anyway, got to finish taking this thing all out. Get your screwdriver. Pry this down. There we go. So now it is fully supported by that. I need to probably get another one. This is a fiberglass hatch. So I don't want to put any cracks in it. But anyway. That's it. We'll just keep on going. That middle part, I think I was telling you guys. That little one's kind of captured somehow, that middle one. I don't know how it comes out right now. Anyway, just kind of working through this. I don't even know if this will make it into the final video or not, but let's keep on going. All right, so this here with the little shoulder on it goes on the bottom right here. These smaller ones are those two. This extra long one right there. This one. That one right there. So I got to take this thing down then. So anyway, I'm just trying to keep track of what goes to what. So there's the long one that goes right up in there again. You don't want to get them wrong because you could potentially poke right up through the thing there. Well, this thing is pretty interesting. It's essentially just held in with these side pieces of steel trim and then two of these little push locks right there. I don't know where the other one went. Somewhere in here. There it is, right there. Little push locks. They go through this and that, and then are held on with these studs right up in there. So you can see the marks on the side, the scratches where it's held on, and that's it. Then you just unplug it. Again, I don't have a lot of places to really stick you guys that has good light. But anyway, that's that. Just those two in the center, and then it's held on the end. So once you remove these, I just use some pliers and a pick. Got the pick up under there, lifted them up, just push this thing down and grabbed them around the side and just wiggled them. And then this whole thing fell down in my face and covered me in this super gross crap. So it sucks. But yeah, anyway, got both of these down. Just going to leave them hang. These are ultra dirty, so I'm going to have to clean all this stuff. And then we've got a lot of rust going on in here too, so I don't know if I can get this cleaned up or not. Probably has to do with the fact that this truck was scrap when I got it, essentially. So just try to figure out how to get these side pieces off. And let's hope that this doesn't fall and kill me. But other than that, it should be good to go. This is going to be kind of tricky. Yeah, look at that stuff. It's so bad. So this just falls in your face the whole time that you're working on it. It's so gross. This is going to be interesting to try to cover this. Those are those really cheap speakers I found in an XJ at the junkyard. Paid $1 a piece for them. They kind of suck, but they're better than the other ones, I guess. Maybe not. I don't know. It really needs some better speakers in it, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Yeah, we'll figure out how to... Man. Excuse me. That dust is vicious in there. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully I can get this thing done pretty soon. As you can see, this fell out. It's a little bit stretchy. I didn't even notice it. It's kind of fuzzy. So apparently the headliner in this was fuzzy at one point in time. So it's not going to be fuzzy anymore. Everything that I always saw was basically just worn out. Had no fuzz left on it, just threadbare. So it's going to be a little bit different, but I think the colors are close enough. Anyway, moving on. Guess we can take a look real quick and see. Is that going to look absolutely horrible on there? Yeah. It's going to look pretty bad, but little backpacking dinosaurs. Whatever. I tried to find some stuff with aliens on it, but man, I went to 3 stores. No one has anything. So anyhow, I'm going to try to get this piece off now. I'll go over here and see if it's something that I can just pull down. Yeah, there we go. Pull that down. Slide it forward. What's going on up in here? I don't know. Is that 2 pieces? It is 2 pieces. How's it held on? I don't know. I'll figure it out. All right, I figured it out. Pull down and kind of twist out. Once you do that, there you go. Pulls apart. So, once again, super dirty. This thing should just pull out now. There we go. Oh no. It's like stuck up in there. If I have to remove the dash, I'm going to cry. I don't think so. I think it's down enough that I can get the headliner out. Anyway. All right, moving on. Well, all right, there we go. It's all out. Kind of hangs from those clips there on the side, but realistically it's not too bad once you struggle through the whole doggone thing. It's all right. Try not to break everything is the main thing. See, that's where that thing hangs from. Kind of a weird, kind of a weird thing. But anyhow, that's how it's done. And again, those side pieces there just hold up the edges of those speakers. Here it is. It's all out. You can see how thick it is. I don't know. It's like 1/4 inch thick foam. It's in pretty bad shape, but it's all in one piece. That's all that matters. So we have to figure out a way to scrub this down, get this crap off of here. Well, all right, so I got this thing kind of apart and managed to separate this from that hole there. I did cover all of this in a previous video that I did where I fixed this this one switch or this one light. I 3D printed a little tab and glued it all on there because this was broken. So you can check that out sometime if you want to. But anyway, 2 pieces that go together like that. 3 screws hold it in, and then that's that. All right, so the way that I did it on the other one, just remove the screws. I don't believe that the fabric that I bought will actually work, but I don't know. So there are some little releases here. You can pry them up with a little flathead. Pry those out. You'll see them. They're easy to find. It's got these like little hooks too. This should just wiggle out. Oh, there we go. There's a little tinted part that covers up the little weird LCD deal. It's like a, I don't know, neon tube one. It's not just like a regular LCD, but anyhow, it's out. Unfortunately, there's not, oh, I heat shrank all that stuff, so there's no way to get this out. So it is what it is. We're gonna have to leave it. I made a video on how to fix these, so if you've got one that this LCD right there doesn't work, or this 7-segment display doesn't work, there's a video that I made on how to recap this and fix the switches so it does work. So there's a card up there, I guess, for it. You can watch that if you want to. Anyhow, we'll continue working on getting this frame out of here. I guess internal frame. It's got those little tabs right here on the sides. That are probably going to break off. No, they're doing pretty good. All right. So that's that one lock released. There's the other one. That one. That one. There we go. I think we're almost out. This is tricky. There we go. Almost. Oh, there it is. So that thing, switch it through here. I'm glad I'm taking a video because I probably won't remember how to put this all back together. All right, just popping this out. Ugh. I'm going to have to apologize to all of you guys up front because this is probably going to be a terrible video to edit. So it might be a little bit rough, but bear with me. It's the first time I've ever done anything like this. So there we go. Well, we'll put this somewhere safe. Well, all right. It's all disassembled. There we are. This is horrible. Well, I've tried all of the solvents that I have on this, and if they're not destroying the plastic, they're not working at all. So I don't really know how to get that glue off of there. I don't know. All right, well, we're just going to try something. I really don't think that that this is going to lay down on here and like mold to the shapes very easily, if at all. So maybe, what do you think? Is this super cheesy? I know it's pretty cheesy. It's kind of why I got it. Like, this is what I'm afraid of. See around here? I don't think that we're going to be able to use this. I think it has to be like some type of stretchy fabric, or else we'll get creases in the corners, because this doesn't really stretch much. Maybe it does a little bit, but I don't know. It'll be tricky. I mean, this wasn't super expensive, so in the worst case, we'll just peel it off. I mean, it's already covered in glue and it's disgusting, so I mean, I don't think it'll be too bad, but I don't know. I don't know if we can get it to lay down correctly up in here. Maybe. Well, this is a problem for tomorrow, me. I'm not going to worry about it. I'll figure out something else. I might have to get a different piece of fabric, something that's a little bit, I don't know, got some fuzz to it, or some fleece or something that will hide the wrinkles so I can kind of get by. Either that or sand this thing all down and just paint it. I guess I could do that. That'd probably be the easiest thing to do, but the least fun thing to do. And I'm not really sold on this pattern either. It was just, there wasn't a lot of choices up there. I just tried to do something kind of fun, but the more I kind of see it, the more I'm like, I don't know. Anyway, we'll figure it out later on. We'll see you tomorrow. Well, we're going to take a break from that overhead console for a bit until I can get some different fabric for it that might stretch a little easier. I wasn't really sold on that, little dinosaur thing anyway. So we're going to move on to the headliner and try to get this thing all prepped. This is a Scotch-Brite pad for just doing dishes. Nothing fancy. It's not like an automotive one or anything, but it should work pretty good for scrubbing off all of that loose material without ruining this substrate. So we're going to go ahead and give it a shot, see if it works, and then we'll try to lay the material on it with the contact cement that I bought. So I'll just go through, scrub all this stuff down. Probably put a respirator on just for the dust so I don't breathe all this crap. And then, we'll go from there. So there's like this thin, I don't know, fabric or membrane over the top of it, which is a little bit harder. And then underneath is just this like fiber under there. This is pretty fragile feeling, so we want to keep this intact as much as we can. So I'm just going to lightly go over it, and then should be good. Hopefully the contact adhesive will, seal all of this stuff in so it can't fall apart anymore, but it is coming down, coming apart pretty quick. It's like a plastic film over it. Anyway, we'll just have to be gentle with it and hope for the best. All right, so let's check this out. I bought all that they had of this fabric just because it was 75% off, so not bad. So there's a little bit left over. It's actually pretty wide. I guess it'll be all right. Leave a little bit overhanging. There we go. Ouch, not too bad. Got about that much, 2 inches hanging over, which I think will be all right. And then, yeah, it should. It's kind of a bowl, so I don't think it's going to. I don't think it's going to wrinkle up, but who knows? Maybe it will. If it does wrinkle, there is another piece of fabric up there. It's fuzzy, it's stretchy, and it's the same color as this, so maybe it'll work. Who knows? This must be some fiberglass in here or something, because it's making my hands itch like I've been dealing with fiberglass. So something to keep in mind if you're dealing with this yourself. This is the part that I was a little bit worried about. You know, you get it in here and it starts to wrinkle. So I don't know what to do. Just going to have to do the best that we can. There is hardly any flex with this at all. There's not much. So I don't know. We're just going to do it from the middle out. We'll do this half and then come back and do the other half, or do it in quarters maybe. I don't know. This is just what I've got. This might not even work on fabric or whatever. Porous materials, non-porous, laminate, veneer, metal, wood, plastic, and more. All right, so since that other stuff doesn't work at all, I went and found this at Home Depot. Contact adhesive. It says right on there, car headliners. So it should work. The directions say spray it on, you know, the base or your substrate, and then spray it on whatever you're going to put it, you know, down on. But when I do that, it soaks through. So it leaves it all splotchy. So that's not ideal. So I did do a couple of test pieces. This is actually the second piece. I told you I got that extra one. Well, somehow that other glue soaked through one spot and made like a mark on here or something like that. So anyway, we're going to try this. I'm just going to hose it down on the one side. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know how long it'll stay up. We're going to just give it a shot and see what will happen. Worst case scenario is it leaves a bunch of weird splotchy marks on it. But it does say car headliners. Heavy duty fabric, all of that. We're going to give it a shot and just see. I don't know. I've already spent a lot of money on this and it's not turning out like I had hoped. Whatever. We're just going to wing it and see. So, let's get to it. Cross your fingers. I'm not going to spray it on here because I don't want it to soak in and make this all splotchy. So I've got it, kind of got the center lined up with the center. We're going to just hope, okay? Because I don't know what else to do. So I don't know if the camera will focus on it really that well, but I sprayed it here and you can see where it came through. This was 30 plus minutes ago. It's dry, but you can see it's coming through. There's no possible way. And this was just the lightest spritz too on the low setting. Just really afraid that it will soak into the fabric. This is, unfortunately, I should have thought of this. This is such an even color that any little speck on it is going to stick out terribly. So unfortunately, that's a blessing and a curse. It'll look like it did from the factory, I guess, like one color. But this thing is just, it's such a huge, big piece of one bland color that any little dot, you'll see it. All right, it's probably been about 8 minutes or so. We're going to give this a shot. I don't know. I'll try to put the crease in the center. So the crease kind of sucks, but at least I can line it up with the center of the holes for the dome light and stuff. Here we go. It's not sticking. It is a little bit. Not as much as I had hoped. This isn't working. This isn't even working. Look at that. What the hell? See if we can do a really light coat from farther away. If if you guys are screaming at the screen because you guys know I'm doing something wrong, I wish you were here right now. This is stressful. As Puddin says, it'll either work or it won't, so. Alright, we're just gonna give it a shot. Far away, just let it kind of dry a little bit on the way down. So the nozzle kind of sprays a little funky, so I don't know. I think the rest of it was alright. I'm pretty sure that that's going to come through. Maybe not. I don't know. We're going to give this its time to tack up real quick, and then, well, I don't know. We're just going to hope for the best. Yeah, I can see some marks here. I'll show you guys in a few where it kind of bled through. And I thought it'd work better than this, if I'm being honest. Doesn't seem like it is sticking very well. Like at all. I don't know. We're going to double whammy it. We're going to use some of this Loctite on here too. Maybe this should have been the way to go to begin with. I don't know. Some of these things are like pits where, you know, that fiberglass backing or whatever was like all ripped up. So, I don't know. This is the best I can do. Hopefully it'll be enough. I just don't want it to fall down again. All right, so we've got a couple little bleed through spots there. That's from the glue. That's a divot from where the substrate isn't perfect. That was that big part there with the fibers showing through it. We got some areas here where it's just pulling away. So it's kind of a bummer. Guess I'll have to go over it again, some of these spots, and hope to fix it. So basically, I'm just going to go through it and try to fix all the spots that really didn't stick. Hope for the best, and we'll see what happens when I'm done. Well, that's the best that I can do. I'll show you what I did. I've never done it before. I gave it my best shot. I don't know if it was the fabric. I don't know. The glue. Who knows? Never tried it before, but I don't think it came out too bad for my very first try. It's a little worse than I wanted it, but whatever. So I cut the corners and then, kind of brought it all together, marked out where, I think that's the rear luggage thing or whatever. Anyway, goes there. And yeah, it's kind of wrinkly, but some of this stuff is in that substrate where it's been ripped out, like right in there. So you can see a shadow. So a lot of this stuff is just broken. So right in there is that other hole for, I think, the racks or whatever that go in there. And yeah, that's basically it. Got the hole in the center. The center console deal will cover this. So hopefully that's not like a super big deal. It broke right in here. I don't think you can see it very easily. Maybe you can. So that cracked in there. This thing is ultra fragile. But yeah, I did the best that I could. I think I got it all right. It, seems to be all right. So I'm going to let it dry up a little bit. You can see there's a couple of spots here where it bled through and all over there. So not ideal. I think it's about as good as it's going to get. I'm going to wait for it to kind of dry up. I don't know how long it actually takes to like dry, but I got all the holes cut out of it. Should just be able to slide it back in the Jeep. I got to do the speaker thing. Oh, I'm going to show you the speakers. Yeah, you saw the camping dinosaurs, right? So probably a lot of you guys didn't really think that was the best move. Well, I got one even better for you, but I can't let you see it just yet. Ready? All right, prepare yourself. It's not in place. It's just sitting down there. Ready? There you go. So to get it to curve, I found this nice stretchy elastic fur. And yeah, so it's all put back into place. It's cleaned up a little bit. Everything should work as, you know, it should. At least I hope. Yeah, so what do you guys think? Man, this is oh, that's all glue. Gross. So yeah, that's what I got. I tried to split the weird whatever it was in there, but it didn't quite work out. That's the head or the overhead console. I've got to do the speakers, which I'll do next. It's a little bit different material, but it's still, you know, needs to be gone over. These are garbage speakers, but anyway, I think that that's the way it's going to look. So, what do you think? I did get one more type of material that would have looked really good. I mean, at least has the same colors in it. So I'll show you that material. I think it would have been pretty cool. I don't know if I'll use it. Maybe I should use it on the speakers. Let me know. So that's it. That was the other one that I got. Because, you know, I thought it's almost the same color. You know, it fits really nice. The camera actually makes it look a little bit more washed out than it is. It's got a richer kind of vibrant color to it. But I chose this one because it just, I don't know. I don't know. I thought it just looked more interesting. So anyway, those are the two that I got. They were both on sale too, which is nice. So I've got some more. It's stretchy. So, I mean, that's really what sold me on it, is the fact that it stretches so I could get it around these corners pretty good without it wadding up. So it is nice and smooth. Everything's snapped into place. Everything is good. So, and it's nice and soft. I think it looks all right. It'll add a little bit of personality to the Jeep. I don't know. I don't know. I just thought that the brown one looked cooler. So anyway, that's what I went with. You guys let me know in the comments which one you would have chose, or if you would have just tried to wrap it in something similar to this. So let me know what you guys think about those two patterns. I think they look all right. I wanted something a little bit kind of, you know, snappy or something kind of cool for it, a little personality to make it mine. And that's just cheesy enough to be awesome. So that's what I did. I tried to find alien heads because I thought that would be cool. Couldn't find any of them anywhere. So I was out of luck on that. I think the alien heads would have been pretty cool. Those are fun. Anyway, I'm going to get back to working on this thing. Well, alrighty, the interior's all put in. It's kind of late. I lost some of the screws. I don't really know where those things went, but I think it looks pretty neat. That's what it looks like. The dome light right there. I have to get another one because the switch is actually broken in it. So I've got to find another one and then swap the switch out. But yeah, not too bad, huh? I think it looks pretty cool. Still dirty. The headliner didn't come out as good as I had hoped, but you know, it is what it is. I've never done it before. Looks pretty cool. If I put it on wide angle, you know, I've got that crack in the screen, so looks a little bit, or a crack in the lens. So, but yeah, overall, I think it looks pretty neat. I did run some wire. You can see it hanging down here. I ran it, you know, up the pillar and then over through the headliner to that center console thing in case I wanted to use this auto dimming mirror. So this thing's pretty cool. It's out of an old Dodge truck, I think, something like that. It's got a couple sensors in it. You can turn on and off. It's just a 3-pin connector. That's power, ground, and then a signal from your backup lights. And then that will turn on the auto dimming feature if I wanted to. This mirror up here is real chintzy. It's just flexible and crappy, but that's the best one that I had. And there we have it, a nice new interior in the Jeep. It looks way better than it did before, so much nicer. And I didn't break the overhead console when I took it all apart and all that. Everything's working good. Couldn't be happier. I mean, I've never done a headliner before. Hopefully you liked watching it. I tried not to make it super long. I don't know, maybe I cut out too much. Let me know in the comments below what you think about the interior. And yeah, throw a like on the video. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.